Welcome back to Take Back Your Authority with Heather Bulthuis. Where we renew our minds with God's word, step into truth, and live the life God created us to live. So, before we dive in, let's just take a moment to center ourselves with a little prayer. All right. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this time. I'm so grateful for my guest, Christina, that can be here. And I just pray that you guide our conversation and bless our conversation. And may this be a blessing to our listeners today. Thank you, Jesus. Amen. All right. Okay. Well, I'm so excited to have my friend Christina here on my podcast today. Christina Doracin is the owner and president of Inspire Play, where they design playgrounds for children and adults in Ontario, Canada. And she is a mom of two amazing young adults who are making their mark in this world. And they live with the values of treating others how they would like to be treated. So, Christina, I'm so excited to have you here because your story is such a beautiful example of what it's like to keep moving forward even when life changes unexpectedly. For those of you meeting Christina for the first time, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Sure. Well, my name is Christina Doracin, and I design and build playgrounds. It's my company. And I'm also a mom of two. My daughter is 22, my son is 20, and they both have the entrepreneurial gene. And we love spending time together, a really close knit family. And yeah, so I'll tell you a little bit more about that as we go through.
All right, perfect. All right, so I know a little bit about your personal story. So you've through a little bit of significant loss, actually, with the passing of your husband. And so, without going into that too deeply, how did that season impact you personally? How was
Well,
that?
that happened in 2016.
Okay.
So we had been married for 10 years, and he had a traumatic episode when his mother passed away in 2004.
Mm,
And at that time he got into alcohol, and we learned that he also suffered from bipolar disorder.
mm,
And so a good period of time through our marriage was tumultuous, with me being in survival mode, trying to navigate. And if anybody knows a person that suffers from bipolar, they don't recognize what is
mm,
happening or how they're presenting themselves. So I really was raising the kids, running the house. He had his own business. I also have my own business, and really navigating the elements of a relationship while raising young children, while trying to build two businesses, while trying to keep your sanity.
yeah,
And it got worse and worse. And
yeah.
so when it was about 2011, he, sorry, excuse me, 2014, 13, he started to talk about killing himself. And
Mm,
it was one thing to talk that way around me. It was a very other different thing to talk like that around our children, who were
yeah,
6 and 8. So it struck me that I needed to protect ourselves. That
yeah.
and so one day I was walking home from walking my kids to school, and I remember saying a prayer, and I said, God, if I could only make $100,000 a year, work from home, still be there for the kids, and give ourselves a life, that would be a miracle.
Yeah.
And so, ironically, as God does, I got a phone call from someone who used to work for me that led me to an opportunity to be a salesperson or a sales rep for a manufacturing company in Alberta, Western Canada.
Mhm.
And although I was busy, I said, okay, let's talk.
Yeah.
And I really resonated with this woman, and it was a family run company. And so it gave me the leverage to go out on my own, and it gave me the leverage to say, we can do this on our own.
Mm,
And so we
yeah.
separated. I moved from a 3,500 square foot home to a 1,500 square foot home.
Mm,
Not only the physical space changing, but
yeah.
also navigating on kids. And subsequently, 2 years later, he succumbed to his illness,
Mm, yeah.
and so he passed away. And I was left raising the kids fully on my
Yeah.
own. And at the time, I had just started my company a couple of years earlier. So I was definitely in a position where I was open to support
Mhm.
and looking to faith to
Yeah.
guide me.
Yeah. So now was that the business that you currently own?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So as a mom and a business owner, what did life look like during that transition?
I've always been a very resourceful person. I've been successful in corporate and running my own company in the past.
Mhm.
However, there was no safety net. You know,
Mhm.
he was supposed to be paying into his insurance plan and he didn't.
Mm.
So
Yes.
when he passed, not only did there was no support,
Right.
there was also a debt of
Mm.
$100,000. So
Okay.
I went into survival mode and protective mode that I didn't want to tell my kids what was going on.
Sure.
They knew nothing about his psychological illness.
Mm.
They um it really was just that was mom mode. This was survival mode, and
Yeah.
I'm going to do whatever it takes to make us a good living and go for that $100,000 a year income and still be at home. So I
Yeah.
would work when they went to school. I would take a break. I would take care of them. And then in the evening when they went to bed, I would work again. And it was a
Mm.
cycle. And it was a cycle.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because even people I work with, they didn't know he passed away until a couple of years later. They
Oh,
said,
really?
"What?" Yeah, like,
Oh,
I
wow.
did not stop. Like,
Yeah.
I just went and it hit me about 4 years ago, and
Mm.
it'll be 10 years this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Interesting.
so you just you go into mama bear mode, and
Yeah.
you take care of business, and you make sure those babies are good, and now that they're young adults and
Yeah.
they're doing great now, it's you sort of deal with it. And you not deal
Yeah.
with it, I don't like that word. I've
Right.
taken ownership of it
Yeah.
and recognized the good in it and what how I've become the person I am.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So at one point, obviously something shifted, and instead of staying in survival mode, you began building again. So what was the mindset shift that changed things for you?
I didn't want my kids to lack anything just because there was a sole parent on this earth.
Mm.
And I came from a wonderful home and I worked for it, but my parents gave me a great life and I was determined to give them the same life. And
Yeah.
one of my mentors had said to me, he really helped me and he said, "What is your why?" And well, I got to make an income. Well, why? He said,
Mm.
because I don't want my kids to lack anything just because they only have a one person income household.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, we've had a phenomenal life of
Yeah.
travel and events, and
Yeah.
they've probably done more traveling and more experiences than many other kids their age.
Yes, yes. Yeah, because you brought your son, Dante, right,
Yes.
to an event that we were at together, and it was just yeah, just even a couple years ago, just a really fine young could tell he was growing into a very fine young man, so I
Thank
can
you.
see that, why you can be such a proud mama for sure. Yeah,
Thank you.
yes. So, was there a moment where you realized, like, I mean, you did leave your husband, you separated, but, um I mean, you did kinda talk about that, why you can't stay here, what you wanted to move on, you wanted your kids to, um,
It was
uh,
important
have a
for
better life.
me. Yes, it was very important for me that they did not, I want to say, get infected by the
Mm,
psychological repercussions
yeah.
of that.
Mhm,
And being inside the tornado of somebody with psychological illness. So
mhm,
I became very strong and grounded in myself.
yeah,
And the moment was really okay. I'll tell you, I sat across the table from him before we were going to separate. And I said,
mhm,
listen, he was using drugs at the time.
mm,
And I said, if you stop using, I'll stay. We'll make
yeah.
this work. And he looked me straight in the eye and he said, no. So I
Wow.
said, fine. Oh, I had chills.
Yeah,
And that was the moment. I remember that moment. And I
yeah,
said, okay, no anger. It
yeah,
was like, okay, I am free to make this happen. And
Yeah.
that's what I did.
And the kids had no idea. They didn't recognize they were too young to maybe see it?
They didn't recognize it. My daughter was 12, and the day before he passed away, he was acting unusual. Like I had him over for dinner every day. Like,
Oh, okay.
oh yeah, because he he wouldn't have been able to be with the kids on his own.
Otherwise, okay. Yeah.
And he was glad to give me full custody. But
Mm,
I wanted to make sure that he was with his kids, that the kids
sure.
had their
Yeah.
father no matter what.
Yeah.
Because on the outside, he was fun and
Yeah.
lively and this and that. And they just didn't see the other side.
Okay.
But the day before he passed away, I remember seeing my daughter. I was looking out my bedroom window out to the front of the house. And I remember she was walking with him. And as she was looking at him, she was smiling big, like, okay, daddy. And
Mhm.
then he kissed her goodbye. He went to his truck. She turned toward, I'll never forget this, turned toward the front door and her whole face
Oh.
dropped.
Mm.
So she was putting on this persona,
Facade. Yeah.
facade. And then as soon as she turned, like you could physically, and she was
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew she knows.
Yeah.
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 And you let them feel it,
Mhm.
but you also
Yeah. Wanna
try
protect them.
protect them and, soften it and just, he's not feeling well or whatever. But I
Yeah.
also learned over time not to make false
Excuses.
excuses
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a difficult thing to put to be in, especially with, with a mental disease like that. It's something that they can't necessarily control. So that's a hard thing to navigate. So, what beliefs did you have to let go of? Like moving forward, even moving forward in your business, were there any specific beliefs that you needed to let go of in order to do that?
That I don't want this to come across wrong. I didn't need a man to support me
Mm,
to give us a great life.
yeah.
And it's not a male female kind of
Yeah.
thing. It was more about I would rather walk this journey and have the autonomy and the freedom
Hmm.
to navigate
Yeah.
versus having to worry about third party interference.
Yeah.
And the belief was, you're faith oriented, Heather. It was me
Yeah.
and God
Yeah.
that were walking this path. And
Yep.
you know, I'm not, openly, I'm a
Yeah.
quiet prayer
Yeah.
and I have my connection with spirit.
Yeah.
And I really relied on it a lot.
Yeah.
And um, just really know that although you may not have a physical body beside you, you have a much greater
Yeah.
support in spirit.
Yep. For sure. Yeah. I totally agree with that. Yeah. So, when fear did show up, obviously fear showed up. So, when did you start thinking bigger? I mean, obviously you had the dream of the $100,000, but, at this point, I'm guessing your business was a little bit smaller. You're by yourself. Like, at what point did you think, this can be a lot bigger than what it currently is?
When I sought support, I ended up tapping into the program that I met you at
Yeah.
and really recognizing the way other people scale in a
Yeah.
business
Hmm.
is being around people who know more than them,
Yep.
being open to learning and integrating one step at a time. So
Yeah.
whenever I'm with a coach or a friend or a mentor, if I can take one nugget and apply that within 24 hours, which is what I do,
Yeah.
it layers and it layers in an easy way versus saying, I'm going to renovate the whole way I'm doing things, right? Then that never happens. That falls.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's one layer at a time. So yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I was talking to a coach and I took one nugget and I'm like, I can do this. And I
Yeah.
repeat that. And then, and I really keep the steps small and manageable
Yeah.
and don't forget about them. Keep layering them.
Yeah.
And it's like you're winning all the time. This way
Hmm.
you're constantly winning. Oh, I could do that. Oh, it's just a
Yeah.
little, just. And with my team, even today, I was saying, okay, guys, if we just have this one small goal to
Yeah.
reach 30 days from now, that would be amazing. And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah. So you get other people around
Oh.
you to say, yeah, that is a great idea. And so now you're not working alone on that goal.
Mhm.
Now you've got two or three other souls and minds that will support you. And I make it verbally known. Tell me if you can see something different or something better,
Yeah.
because sometimes I get tunnel vision.
Sure.
So putting instilling value and trust
Yeah.
into the people within your realm, whether it's work or social or family or whatever,
Yeah.
putting trust in them. It's not that you're gonna take every thought and every idea they
Yeah.
throw out there, but you're willing to listen
Yeah.
and integrate it on what works and resonates with you.
Yeah, and I think what you said about taking one little step and implementing that one step is huge because I mean I can get into the the I'm going to clean my whole closet out in one day, and it's like, and then it never happens, right? It's easier to say, I'm going to take 10 minutes today and maybe clean out one little section. So I think that's a really big lesson there, is that we don't have to do everything all at once. Everything is little baby steps. Even when we learn to walk, right? We start to crawl and then we pull ourselves up, and then it was one step fall, another step fall, and then eventually, yeah, it builds upon one another. So I think that's really great advice
And then
that
you
you
can
do
look
that.
back 2 weeks
Yeah.
from now and go,
Yeah.
okay, hey, that did improve. A little
Yeah.
pat on the back. A friend of mine gave me a little tip years and years ago. She says, at the time we were in sales, and she had to make 5 appointments a day or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And she says, you got to keep yourself motivated. I said, what motivates you? She goes, when I book 5 appointments, I give myself a chocolate. She says, it's not just the regular chocolate, it's this
Yeah.
special German chocolate that she
Okay.
really loved.
Yeah.
And so she gave herself a little incentive
Yeah.
to meet the small goal.
Yep.
And when you meet enough small goals within a period of
Yep.
time, it's a mountain.
Yeah. Celebrating the little things. And that goes into kind of my next question, like, how did you retrain your mind to think differently? And I think that's definitely part of one part of that as well.
I surrounded myself with a lot of big thinkers,
Mm,
and I started to notice a pattern of success.
mm,
And the pattern of success was mindset,
yeah.
visioning, surround yourself with people who know more than you and be willing to
Yep.
learn.
Mhm.
And it's a constant journey, and be ready for it. Don't think, "Oh, I'm here. That's it. I'm done.
Right.
I'm out." No, it's okay, great. I got to that next step.
Yep.
Mary Morrissey, who is one of our teachers,
Yeah.
talks about the spiral of becoming.
Yep.
And I find, as I move up that spiral, my awareness expands and my understanding of the base of that
Yep.
spiral makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
So it's almost like going up and then you go down a little bit, and then you go up and then you go down a little bit, but be
Yep.
willing and being aware that you're not going to skyrocket to the top. There is going to be some up and down.
Yeah. It's always that, you push against the comfort zone, you get past that, and then there's another comfort zone that you have to get past. It's like one more, one more, one more. Yeah, the same thing. It's like I mean, you can be stuck, you can live the same life year after year. Like what Mary always says is you can either live 90 years or you live 1 year 90 times, which a lot of people do, right?
Yeah.
So I love that. Yeah, the spiral of becoming and just being willing to step out of your comfort zone to get to the next spot, because then you look back and it's like, oh, well, that was easy. I got through that and now I can do this. So just like the reward with the chocolate or whatever
Yeah.
whatever works for you to celebrate the little wins. I love that too. So I do that as well.
Good.
So we kind of talked about this a little bit, but what role did mindset play in changing your business? I know a little bit a story about you about your office space, where you were to where you are now. Can you maybe share a little bit about that and the mindset that went into that?
Sure. So part of the story about working when the kids were asleep and when they were awake was I worked from home. And as I mentioned, we went from a 3,000 square foot home to a 1,500 square foot home. So we sold a lot of furniture.
Yeah.
And so the house we went into was a typical basement. We're in Toronto or similar
Yeah.
to northern the US. And so we have a little window, right? And
Yeah.
because I'm in the world of construction, weather is very important when we're working
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
So part of my vision was, gosh, it would just be so nice to know what the weather was outside. And if you I mean, I have it closed today because of the
Yeah.
video, but
Yeah.
I had a vision. I wanna have an office. I
Yeah.
want a main floor office. I wanna have my own bathroom. I don't want
Yes.
to have to go into a building and share a bathroom with strangers. Like, that was just a big
Okay,
thing
yeah.
for me.
That's
I
specific.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
wanted to have my own kitchen, you
Yeah.
know? And so, funny story, so my kid's high school
Mhm.
is right next door, and
Oh, okay.
I would drive past this building every day,
Hmm.
to and from. They both went to school, I guess, over 8 years together.
Yeah.
And one day, I was driving home, dropping my son off from school, and I saw a for lease sign,
Ooh.
and I went, "Woo, exactly." Woo. And I told my assistant, and she's like, "Woo," and I go, "Oh, it's probably too expensive."
Yeah.
And I had Mary's story in my
Yeah.
head of just ask,
Yeah, just ask.
just ask.
Worst they could say is no.
So it went by a couple more days, and then I thought, oh,
Yeah.
whatever. If it's too much, it's too much.
Yeah.
So I called the man, and he told me the price, and I went, "Oh, that's wonderful, but it's more than I can afford. I'm in my
Yeah.
basement." And he says, "Come look at the space." I was like, "Oh, oh, okay." So,
Okay.
so I went, and I opened up the door. It's main floor entry. It
Yeah.
was like working at home.
Mm.
Main floor entry, come in, full hardwood floors,
Mm.
newly painted, three independent offices plus a big open area, my own bathroom, my own kitchen with a
Kitchen.
little spot for a table. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect.
Yeah.
So he says, so it was, I think he wanted like $2,500 a month or something.
Yeah.
I said, "Thank you so much, but I think I can only like really 1,200 was my max." I
Yeah.
was like, "Okay." I said, "Well, we take really good care of it, and we treat it like our own." He goes, "Well, let
Yeah.
me talk to the landlord." Okay, so
Mm.
then he says, "Let me set up a meeting and you can meet the landlord." I went,
Yeah.
"Okay." So we set up a meeting. We met with the landlord, and then we went away. And he goes, "Can you talk about surrounding yourself with people who know more than you do?"
Yeah.
Good friend of mine was a real estate agent. And
Okay.
he said, "Well, how much can you afford today?" I said, "Max $1,200." He goes, "So
Mhm.
why don't you do a proposal?
Mm.
1,200 year one, 1,300 year two, 1,400 year three."
Mm.
Fast forward, they accepted it.
Yay!
Yay! So and I was like, "Oh my God." And, I
Yeah.
think we are probably the best tenants they've ever had. But
Yeah.
we keep it clean. I painted it. I did all this extra stuff, didn't ask them for money because it
Yeah.
became our space.
Yeah.
And, we are now here 4 years. July 1st,
Yeah.
4 years.
Yay!
Yay! It's got windows all over, lots and
Yeah.
lots of windows. And ground floor, it's got all like 4 or 5 things that were major for me.
Yep.
And what I love, it becomes like headquarters. And people come in and they love
Mhm.
coming in, and every person comes in, especially men, which is so funny. And they go,
Yeah.
"Whoa," just like you. Whoa. It's like this energy. Even the
Yeah.
landlord comes in and he goes, "Wow, this is really nice in here." So
Yeah.
adding value
Mhm.
with gratitude.
Yeah.
I didn't go into it going, "Oh, I got a wicked deal and I'm gonna just not
Right.
care." It
Yeah.
was, "Thank you,"
Yeah.
and then some. And
Yep.
that's how we carry forward.
Yeah.
So that
Well,
was a
too
big thing for me.
yeah, that's great. Yeah, and I believe like visioning is like prayer, right? It's like when we ask God for things, we're asking Him what our vision is, and He gives us those desires, and He wants to give us those desires. And so you stepping out in faith, going, well, let me just check it out and we'll see what happens. And, God reminded you about, what your realtor friend said, or you met with him or whatever. And he gave you, he put you in the right place at the right time. And I just, yeah, I love how it just all works together. So that's great.
And surrounding, like, asking people, "Are you open to a different idea?"
Yeah.
Because you don't know until you ask, and they could say no.
Right.
Okay, no
Yep.
problem.
Yeah.
But it is stepping out in faith
Hmm.
and knowing that whatever happens, you're gonna be okay.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. And I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Do you think do you think business growth starts in strategy or in the mind first?
Oh, in the mind,
Yeah.
100%. And
Yeah.
strategy is one of the support structures,
Yes.
but it's in the mind. And
Yeah.
it's in the heart, Heather.
Yeah.
Like, I tell this to my son in starting a business. I said, "You will be successful when your passion matches your mindset,
Yeah.
because you can think a million things. But the difference between the people who think it and do it and the people who achieve it,
Mm,
it's when the heart and the mind are connected."
yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yes. So tell us about Inspire Play and what exactly your company does, and who do you all serve? I know you're in Ontario, but do you serve broader areas?
So we are a company where we design and build playgrounds. I have a Canadian manufacturer out of Western Alberta. And so in a basic way, we act as a general contractor.
Yeah.
So I will meet with school councils, facility departments for the cities, for the towns, for churches, for anywhere children need a safe place to play,
Yeah.
honestly, and adults. We do outdoor fitness equipment. So
Okay.
sometimes we'll do fitness equipment adjacent to a playground. And I was just saying this to a general contractor earlier today. My first line in my mission statement is, "We educate with care."
Mm,
Because no matter what, building a commercial sized playground is not something most people do every day. It
right.
is very much
Yeah.
a specialty venture. And so
Yeah.
what I do is I take great appreciation, and I really appreciate the trust that people put in me, and I lead
Yeah.
them through the process. And I would say a big part of our success is what we call white glove service
Mm,
and heart centered sales. So
yeah.
I don't like to say sales, but it's
Yeah.
like a consultant. But
Yeah.
so we work with municipalities, any large institution. I even work with high end residential homes.
Oh,
Mhm.
well, like the playground areas in their HOAs, right?
Yes, yep,
Yeah.
those, but also, like, if you have a very wealthy, typically the
Oh, like in their
grandparents
backyard.
in their backyard.
Yeah.
So I've had a few well-to-do clients that would
Yes.
like they live on a large property and
Yeah.
they want a playground for their
Yeah.
grandchildren,
Yeah.
or their cottage, or
Yep.
their cabin, and so those are fun. So they
Yeah.
make them the beauty, and I think one of the great passions that why I love this business, is people are so grateful to help
Mm,
them. You really
yeah.
are. My tagline is create what you imagine.
Mm,
And that's what we get to do. We get to
yeah.
bring their creations to life.
Yes. And spirit loves fun.
And spirit loves fun.
Yes.
And I
So
love fun.
yeah, we should all be having fun. I think people think like God is this angry man. It's like, no, he loves having fun. Do you know how many celebrations he ordained in the Bible? Like one every month.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
he loves fun. So go out and have some fun. Go out and play on a playground. So tell me this: how did your business look before your mind shift? Before your mind shift versus after your mind shift?
Well, and before it was a struggle,
Mm,
it was, how do I do this? Oh my God, how long is it going to take?
yeah.
How come I don't know everything?
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
hows, and those hows can lead you into brick walls,
Yeah.
right? Versus the shift was, who do I need to be?
Mm,
What step can I take in the moment? And what resources do I have to facilitate to get to the end result, take the
Yeah.
action steps to the end result.
Yeah.
So before it was a lot of difficulty, struggle, didn't have a lot of money. Definitely, I was that person that was in the grocery store and putting stuff in my cart and going, oh, I hope I have enough, and then
Yeah.
you get the heart's palpitating as you get to the checkout. And I'm very, very happy to say that
Yeah.
we're okay now. We're doing great.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's real life though too, right?
Yeah.
Facing the reality and then, how am I gonna look at this? Am I gonna look with fear or am I gonna look with faith?
Yeah.
That it's all gonna work out. So, are there any specific changes that you did make that helped you grow? Was there
I
any
think I put talking about strategies, I put strategies in place. I gave
Okay.
myself hours to work and I didn't fool around. Like when it
Yeah.
was time to work, I worked. And when it
Yeah.
was time to do other things, I did that. And I really believe in the balance.
Yeah.
I work really hard,
Yeah.
diligently. However, I also love to have fun.
Yeah.
So it's, and as the business grows and becomes more demanding, I'm not afraid of work. So I actually love what
Yeah.
I do, but I have to also remember to play
Yeah.
and that I am leading by example. So balance and feeding myself spiritually and intellectually
Yeah.
and in grace time has become more and more it's become a higher value of importance to
Mm,
nurture myself,
yeah.
whether it be prayer, exercise, outdoor
Mhm.
time, breaks, and that is where I am now as I move into a different level of becoming and success in the
Yes.
business and my kids being older
Yeah.
because although they're older, they still need us. They just need us
Yeah.
in a different way.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
mhm.
Well, yeah, and then um sometimes what could happen is like, "Oh, my kids don't need me anymore," then I can just start working more, right? But if
Yes.
you have that structure in place, you're not gonna allow that, work time to creep into your fun time or exercise time, whatever that is. So I think that's
And
important too to have those boundaries set up.
and I find they may not say like when their kids are like, "I need you, I need you." They may not
Yeah,
verbalize it,
right.
but you'll see it if you
Yeah.
don't give them the attention that they need.
Yeah, for sure. So, looking back now, where you are, were there moments where you did doubt yourself throughout this journey?
Oh my gosh, every day. It's Oh yeah, like I'm so grateful to have people around me who love me that allow me to speak out loud
Yeah.
whatever's going on in here so I can get rid of it.
Yeah.
One of I would say a big thing is don't keep thoughts inside.
Mhm.
Have a good friend that you can be honest with and they know,
Yeah.
okay, she just needs a couple minutes to vent and talk it
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
Get it out. I think that would be maybe that's one of the keys to my success is get it out. Don't
Mhm.
hang on to it
Yeah.
because
Don't let it fester.
it can fester and it
Yeah.
becomes like a poison and then you can start to psych yourself out. So reflect on what you have done
Yeah.
and the success of it and keep reminding yourself, well, I did that, so I can do this. And
Right.
I know I've said this 5 times, but surround yourself with people who know more than you that are
Yeah.
willing to teach you.
Yeah.
And in those moments of doubt, be able to have a 2-minute chat with them and say, listen, I'm going through this. Do you have any
Yeah.
ideas? And what I've learned is people love to tell you what they know.
Yes.
Make
People love to talk
space.
about themselves, right?
Yeah. So make space to listen.
Yeah.
And often if once you make space, it can dissipate and you can fill it with new ideas and new positive actions.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what you're saying too about surrounding yourself with people that know more than you do, and also um kind of an example somebody has said like you're not going to ask somebody who's living paycheck to paycheck like how to become a millionaire, right? So it's like being aware of okay, who specifically am I surrounding myself with, and being intentional about that. I mean, obviously, you're gonna have relationships that, they're just kinda casual, social, they're not gonna be the people that are really putting into your life that you hang out with once in a while. But, yeah, those key important people that you're around, that you're specifically, strategically, putting yourself in that situation, I think is really important, like you
And we're
said.
getting influenced by the people we hang
Yeah,
around most. So
yeah,
be selective with who you keep in your circle and
yeah,
give yourself the chance and always know that you have the choice to
yeah,
change that circle of influence,
yeah,
good and bad.
right, for sure, yeah.
Mhm.
So just kind of a big question, what does taking back your authority look like in business?
Taking back my authority. Can you elaborate on what you mean?
Well, I mean, we've kind of been talking about it the whole time, but just like, is there, well, yeah, I mean, like you're talking about like surrounding yourself with good people, maybe, not allowing, setting those boundaries or even like your strategies that you have. So, I mean, we've kind of been talking about it, but is there anything else you'd like to add to that?
I think having uh, a firm alignment with your value system helps keep you on the right track. And that's where you can take back your authority, right? And
Hmm.
just remembering what your values are. So when you start to stray, remember they're going to keep you on the straight and narrow.
Yeah, very good. Yes, and, would you say what would you say that women who feel stuck personally or professionally, what would you say to them? Could you give them any advice?
Yeah. Figure out what you're good at and what you love, because sometimes what you're good at is not what you love.
Right. I'm good at
it's
cleaning
some,
dishes, but it's not what I love.
and sometimes what you love, you're not really good at.
Yeah,
So, like, I love gardening, but I'm not it. My plants don't grow that great.
right.
So, I think finding a synchronicity and what really makes me happy,
Yeah,
follow your bliss, as they say. But really, I like sometimes we have to be happy before we get to the blissful state,
yeah,
and really reminding, okay, what do I really like doing? Whether it's societally acceptable as a money
yeah,
making opportunity or not.
yeah,
Because oftentimes, many businesses have started, especially for women, from their passion.
yeah,
They never sought out to make $1 million.
yeah,
They sought out to help,
mhm,
nurture, create. As
yeah,
women, this is what we do, right? We're receivers, we're
mhm,
nurturers. We take information or things or substances and we mold it into something amazing. And we send it out to the world to duplicate and replicate. And that momentum, and recognize the beauty that we have as females,
yeah,
that just
yeah,
we have the ability. That's something we have that a lot of men don't have, where
right,
we gather, we're so in tune with so many different things.
mhm,
Having recognize what you can receive, not take, but
yeah.
receive, create, and send back out in the world in a beautiful way.
Yeah, I love that. It reminds me of the story of Auntie Anne's. She was actually in a moment of grief. I can't remember who passed away, but anyway, she was really grieving about somebody in her life that passed, and sorry that I don't remember who that was. But she loved to bake, and so she just started making pretzels, and I mean, I don't know all the specifics, but obviously we know where Auntie Anne's pretzels are today. So again, yeah, just like what you said, it's like she loved to bake. It was something that was comforting her. And, it ended up being this huge business where she blesses a lot of people. So yeah, I really love that. I love that. Yeah. Because God has gifted us with each individual gifts, right? No one is alike. No one's the same. And that also goes into comparison. Right. It's so easy for us to compare. Well, look at that person. Look what they did over there. And it's like, I need to remind myself daily not to compare, because 'cause I'll hear about something and then I'm like, "No, no, no, no. Nope, that's their life, not mine." But, just yeah, stay in our lane, stay with what we've been gifted with and use those gifts to bless others. And yeah, it will be a blessing to others. And I believe that if we're doing the right thing, that it will grow into whatever it's meant to be. So yeah, I love that. So and kind of with that question, how do you know when it is time to think bigger than,
When you feel uncomfortable,
mm,
when we know, tap into that little thought, listen to it.
yeah,
And when you feel uncomfortable, don't don't get tighter into your seat. Expand. Why am I
yeah,
uncomfortable? Stand up, metaphorically or
physically,
physically.
yeah,
Stand up, move around. What's drawing you? Like if you feel mentally or physically, often if we're mentally stuck, we're also physically stuck.
yeah,
So get up, move around, and follow wherever that energy is pulling you toward.
yeah. That's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Tony Robbins says that too. Like you just got to move. If you're in a stuck spot, just get up and move and do something, jump up and down, whatever you need to do just to kind of release that. So that's true. And so what mindset habit has helped you the most? Is there a number one or a couple?
Love yourself, be
Mm,
positive.
yeah.
Um, really recognize that we all have these ebbs and flows, and the difference between those that get through them and those that don't are the ones that are willing to get through them.
Mm, yeah.
A mentor told me years and years ago, I was a sales director for Mary Kay Cosmetics.
Okay.
And she said, when we're recruiting salespeople, she said, it's really a volunteer position. And when you're
Mm,
hiring for a volunteer position, I mean, you'll get paid, but you have to
right.
want to be there.
Yeah.
Some people are willing, some people are capable.
Mm,
They have to be willing and capable, because some people are willing but
but
not
they're not
capable,
capable.
and some people are capable but they're not
Yeah.
willing. So
Yeah.
the key to success is you have to be willing and capable.
Yeah. So how do you handle setbacks now?
I take a deep breath.
Breathing's always good.
Yeah, it's the first thing. I take a deep breath.
Yeah.
I recalibrate the priorities, whether it be a work, what do I have to do?
Yeah.
And remind myself, what do I need for myself to get motivated to do the next thing?
Mm,
Is it that I need to take a glass of water? Is it
yeah.
that I need to get some fresh air? Is it that I just need to text a friend for a
Mhm.
minute just to
Yeah.
snap out of it? So
Yeah.
I just don't lean into what the energy is asking you to do.
Yeah.
And if it means you got to sit there for a minute or a second, sometimes it's just a second,
Yeah.
to just breathe
Mhm.
and then take a small step after that. It
Yeah.
may not be the project or the book or whatever you have to dive into. Take one small step. And
Yeah.
from that one, you're going to feel good because you took a small step.
Yeah.
And then you'll get more motivated. I visualize a bicycle. When you're
Mm.
standing and you're on the bike and you've got to gain momentum. Well, you
Mhm.
can't, the bike won't even let you super,
Right.
super, super fast, right? You have to build momentum back up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So think about like a bicycle. Okay, I'm going to put my foot on the right pedal. I'm
Yeah.
going to get one momentum and then follow and follow and follow. So just
Yeah.
one small step.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Even if it's just getting up and dancing for 5 minutes or going and standing in the sun, like I'll get up and I'll just go stand outside in the sun for 5 minutes. Just get some of that vitamin D and, let the rays soak in and, sometimes it's as easy as that too. So that's yeah, I love
And
that. So
and I think the key here is get up, go stand in the sun for 5 minutes, but let it only be 5 minutes.
right, right. Not the rest of the day.
Right. And there are people that's a big downfall that a lot of people have, right? Or I'm just
Yeah.
going to throw a load in the dryer of the
Mm,
laundry and
yeah.
then all of a sudden 2 hours have gone by. Or
Yeah.
I'm just going to check an email and then you're stuck in a web.
Right?
So set a little timer,
Yeah.
make it ding in 5 minutes.
Yep.
You might hate that timer in the moment, but it will get you back to work.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, sometimes I'll just set like a 15-minute timer, like, okay, I'm gonna get through my emails and 15 minutes and then that's it. Or, a lot of times too is like I'll just do it twice a day. Like I'll go through them, mid morning and then, in the evening and then that's
Yeah,
it. So I don't have to think about it during the day. Yeah. I mean, obviously you're in businesses, where you're probably getting a lot of emails from people, but I'm sure you have those same type of strategies put
I
in
have
your
to
system during the
segment my
day.
time. Yeah, segment
Yeah.
my time for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So during this whole season, where would you say that you get your strength from
I do
this
yoga,
season?
exercise. I
Mhm.
do my family, my kids,
Yeah.
I always say they're my board of directors because I'll come home and I'll bounce ideas off them and they
Yeah.
have great ideas, different
Yeah.
insights. Um, I would say exercise and physical well-being, you know?
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's honestly where what I do, and surrounding myself, I make sure that my teammates in my office, I like.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna keep anybody around that I feel is sucking any energy from me.
Yeah. That's really smart.
Mhm.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah. So just a few last questions. What are you most proud of?
Oh, I'm proud of the strength in my children. I'm, and I'm proud of my business that our revenues are fantastic. I love the fact that I have freedom, financial freedom and flexibility now. I love the fact that I can make a dream, set a dream, feel a dream, and know it's going to come to fruition.
Yeah.
I and that I've got friends all over the world, I would say.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah. That's awesome.
mhm.
Right. And so what's next for you and Inspire Play?
We have a wildly audacious goal to increase our revenue by $3 million by next year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's
And
amazing.
thank you. Yeah. And it's doable. We
Yeah.
have the infrastructure in place. We have expanding into two different avenues, more indoor play. So that allows for a
Okay.
year round installation crew,
Yeah.
and then natural wood play,
Mhm.
which is great. However, what we're going to do is if you want to do natural wood, we have a maintenance program
Mm,
associated with that because you're
yeah.
dealing with children, and the biggest complaints organizations have with natural wood is the maintenance.
Yeah.
It's like your wooden deck. You got to
Right.
take care of it. Otherwise, it's a
Yeah.
disaster. So just imagine these wooden logs that are
Yeah.
24 inches in diameter. You have to maintain those. You got to sand them. You got to
Yeah.
seal them. You got to make sure it's non toxic. You got to make sure the bees aren't going in there, or the ants, or
Yeah.
spiders, or my God, I've had stories about rats. Like,
Oh, jeez.
oh, yeah, things I've heard. But
Yeah.
that's what I would say is willing to expand. But I would say, Heather, one of the major things I learned from people before me that I saw made mistakes is they let their ego run their business,
Mm, yeah.
and they expanded super fast and
Yeah.
they crashed even faster.
Yeah.
And that was one thing when I started this business, 2013, so 13 years ago, was I build on layers of foundation.
Yeah.
So go wide and then up,
Yeah.
wide and then up, wide and then up. And I am working in the team I'm working the day with my
Yeah.
team. Lead by example
Yep.
and be part of the journey.
Yeah.
So those are all the things that I feel.
Yeah. Well, I believe that you will make your $3 million goal this year. And
This
so
year,
I'm assuming then that you got past your $100,000 goal
I
that you
did.
originally had, right?
Yes, and now
Yeah.
we're moving. I'm look shopping for houses because
Oh, nice.
my previous homes had pools,
Okay.
and so I would like to get back into a home with
Yeah.
a pool, with a walkout basement,
Lovely.
Lots of windows, no small windows in the basement,
Yes.
with a beautiful ravine in the back.
Yes,
And
I can see it.
yeah, I'm
Awesome.
excited.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So, of course, it will be in the description below, but where can your listeners connect with you if they, want to make a project of their own?
Sure, thank you. Inspireplay.ca. So inspireplay.ca, and we are on the web, on Facebook, and on Instagram. So Inspireplay Inc. is my Instagram handle.
Okay, awesome.
And
And then
LinkedIn.
do you serve outside of Ontario or just pretty much within Ontario?
Right now, we are Ontario, but I do go into the States for
Okay,
people that would require. Well, prior to the tariff situation,
right.
it was great because you got it for less money. With
Yeah.
the tariff situation, it's a bit of a different animal, but
Well, yeah, and I'm probably
people
with the
gotta
whole
go away.
exchange rate too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
What Kirsten always says, that's the good news. Kirsten's someone that we both know,
It is the good
right?
news.
When you see when you see the issue in front of you, that's the good news. Then you can deal with it properly, right?
That's right. There's always a way
Yes.
around it. It's just what you're willing to do to get around it.
Right, exactly, exactly. All right. Well, Christina, thank you so much for being here and sharing your story. Your resilience, your leadership, and your willingness to keep moving forward are incredibly inspiring. And to everyone listening, if this conversation encouraged you, I want you to remember this. Life may change unexpectedly, challenges may come, but you will still have the ability to renew your mind, make courageous decisions, and take your next step forward. So, if this episode blessed you, please share it with a friend who needs encouragement. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram at heather.bultice and on Facebook, Heather Bultice. And I'd love to hear from you. You feel free to message me there. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes of Take Back Your Authority. And we will see you next time.